Hey, it's Faye and welcome back to another video. Sorry I haven't posted in a while. I've been going through some shit. So today I have a video of me crocheting up, obviously, because it's currently playing, and I'm doing a voiceover. So the voiceover is going to be talking about twist headcanons for romanticism and sexuality of the characters. Yeah. I just thought it would be fun. Let's get started. So Hartzlebule, I'm gonna go in overblot order. So we're starting with Hartzlebule, obviously. Ace, I think everyone headcanons him as a massive flirt, and I kind of see that too. I have him as completely bi, because obviously romanticism and sexuality can be different. I have him as bi because I think it would matter to him the gender of his partner, but he would not be attracted specifically to one gender. With Deuce, I think he is biromantic homosexual, and I feel like he's very conflicted about that. Because I feel that, again, gender would matter to him, because that's the difference between pan and bi, if you don't know. With pansexuality and panromanticism, it doesn't matter the gender of your partner. It doesn't affect it doesn't factor into your attraction at all. Meanwhile, with biromanticism and bisexuality, it does factor in. And this might be an oversimplification of it. I am not bi or pan, so couldn't speak to that. But I do feel like he's very conflicted about being biromantic because he doesn't have the sexual component. I feel like this is something that a lot of people might struggle with, where they feel different types of attraction, and so they invalidate their own attraction because they don't feel it to be all encompassing. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So anyways, I'm gonna move on. Trey, I have in my notes here that he is unsurprisingly straight, but I feel like he has like bi-wife energy, you know? Like, he is boring, and then his wife is the most interesting person you know. And I know a lot of people are going to be expecting me to say Cater is in fact his wife or Jade, but none of these headcanons affect my ships. Like, they're all queer. As soon as we get down to shipping and relationships, I'm like, they're all dating each other, they're all gay. But with Cater and Trey, I feel like both of them are straight, and with Trey, it's not a surprise, but with Cater, I feel like maybe he like queer baits just a little bit, not on purpose. Not on purpose. He just is very open with, or he pretends to be very open, and he's a very touchy person, like getting in close for the shot and, casually flirting. Like, he's a flirt like Ace is, but he doesn't actually have the attraction behind it. So I feel like he's straight and he is queer in a sense. Like, he's explored that part of himself, but I feel like hetero, you know? Riddle, I just have in my notes that he's too repressed, which honestly, yeah, he's too repressed to think about it. Probably gay, will not be in a gay relationship until he comes to terms with himself and does some more self-exploration, which I feel like he needs to do more exploration with his obsession with rules before he gets into the queer side of things. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, I think that most of Heartslebule is monogamous. Like, they would never be in a polyamorous relationship. I feel like Trey is actually the only one who would be in an open or polyamorous relationship. I think Cater would pretend like he's chill with it, but deep down he would be so insecure the whole time that it just wouldn't be a good vibe for him. Anyway, Savannah Claw. Jack is gay, but he's repressed because I needed to give him something interesting. I needed him to be somewhat interesting. I feel like, because I don't know. I feel like every trope that is assigned to Jack is just something I've seen a million times before. So I feel like I needed to give him something, so I made him repressed. Which is bad, but I do genuinely think he would be queer. Ruggy and Leona, I think they don't care. I genuinely think they don't care about labels, but Ruggy maybe leans more into. I think Ruggy has more attraction to females, but in the end, neither of them care. Also, I have it written here because I do have notes. Surprisingly, for this one video, I have notes. Pay him enough, you can choose. I don't know why I wrote that. Oh, that's so bad. Okay. Oh, Octavinyl. Octavinyl's my favorite. Just in general, but also because I came up with something that I think is so funny. So with Jade and Floyd, I feel like one of them is pansexual and aromantic, and the other one is asexual panromantic, but they never tell you who is who. They never tell you who is who. The one who's asexual does engage in sexual acts, so that it's very unclear. They do enjoy it. They do enjoy it. I just feel like they have that character quirk where they're both hating being bored. So I feel like if they limited themselves to just one gender, they would get bored with that. Despite there being millions of people within that gender, I feel like they would be bored just dating one type of person or one gender. I feel like they need to mix it up. So, yeah, that's what I have for them. And then Azul. Oh, that baby is repressed. He's probably gay. He's gay in some way. I just don't know what it is, but he is repressed. The trauma of being bullied for his weight has affected a lot in his life, and so I feel like it would really affect this as well. So I couldn't really place him because I feel like he would never explore that. He would never explore that unless he was forced to. And I feel like actually a very dominant and forceful partner is a very good thing for him because it puts him outside of his comfort zone, even though he does like to be in control. So it's like something like his relationship with the Leech twins, and I feel like this is a good reason for them to be shipped a lot, is he needs that push and pull of I'm controlling, but I'm also being controlled, and it's not always the same in every single situation. But yeah. In Scarabia, I have Jamil would be straight, but he would have an exception. There would be some exceptions to the rule which make him question his sexuality, but in the end, I do think he is straight. Colum, on the other hand, I think is gray romantic and gray sexual. Because if you don't know what gray romantic and gray sexual is, it's when you need to get to know someone. Wait, is that? No, that was Demi. Why did I write gray? I meant Demi. Demi-romantic, gray sexual. Oh my god. Demi-romantic, demi-sexual. Because I feel like he would need to get to know someone. Like, he is very boisterous, obviously. And we love him for that. But I feel like he would need to get to know someone before actually dating and going further with it. Which is what Demi is. It's when you need to get to know someone before you feel attraction to them. Gray, on the other hand, gray is when you are on the spectrum of aromanticism and asexuality, but you don't know where you fall. Or you don't want to choose where you fall, because that's perfectly acceptable. Sexuality and romanticism, it all fluctuates from person to person and from situation to situation and moment to moment, obviously. So we're going to move on to Pommy Fior now. I'm only 9 minutes into this video? Jesus Christ. I have 20 minutes of footage. I'm gonna have to talk slower. I just talk very fast, I think. Yeah. Anyways. Pommy Fior. I think that Appel insists that he is straight, but he doesn't examine any further. And I feel like being in Pommy Fior will allow him to witness those relationships and to consider what it might mean for his own situation, because let's not forget, he grew up rural and conservative area, likely because, you know, rural tends to be conservative. So it's likely that he doesn't see much of this kind of relationships, the queer relationships, and if he does, they might be rare or talked down about, depending on the politics of his area, of Harveston. But yeah, I don't think he actually examines his feelings until he gets to NRC, and possibly he doesn't even do it because he is so focused on his body that he can't focus on his attractions anyways. So I feel like he's kind of put that all to the side for now because he doesn't want to examine it, or because he can't examine it with the viewpoint that he's currently working with. But he is queer. Let's be so clear. He's some type of fruity. All of them boys are. All of them are. They're some type of fruity, even if they're straight. Even if they're straight, they're some type of fruity. These twist boys. Oh my goodness. Rook. Oh my god. If you ask Rook his sexuality or his romanticism, because I do believe they are two separate things, which is why I'm specifically calling out both of them. They do tend to go hand in hand, but they don't always, like I said with Deuce. And I have another character. Actually, I said it with the twins too. Yeah. But anyways, Rook, I feel like if you asked him this question, he would just go on a rant about, not a rant, but like an entire like hour-long speech on like, why would I limit myself? There's beauty everywhere. Why would blah, blah, blah. So he yeah, he doesn't label himself, I feel. And you know, I kind of feel that way with Leona and Ruggy as well, where they wouldn't choose a label themselves. And like maybe other people could label them as like being pan or bi or something or other. But in the end, they are just queer. And they are just themselves. And that's totally okay. You don't have to have a label. Even queer itself is a label that you don't need to use. You can just be a part of the LGBTQ community, and I feel like that is Rook's vibe completely. And then with Vil, I had a lot of trouble. Like, I didn't even write anything in my notes. I just said don't bother asking unless you meet his standards. And I feel like he's open to experiencing a lot of things, and there is obviously Pommy Fior has a very queer storyline that we see a lot of, like, this repressed conservative is being taught to embrace femininity and seeing it as an extension of masculinity to be comfortable looking what some people might say as girly and to do makeup and da 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 da. Yeah. So Pommy Fior is really good for queerness. But I don't have a label for Vil. Like I didn't have a label for some of the other ones, but I do feel like Vil would have a label. He just would not share it. He wouldn't share it, especially being a public figure. I need to pause for a second, so please excuse me. Sorry about that. I just didn't want there to be like any surprise that there's gonna be a jump. But anyways, Ignihide. Idia, I think, would be aromantic and heterosexual. Actually, maybe he would be, I don't know the term for it, but I think he would be attracted only to fictional people and things. I think he would be aromantic, heterosexual when it comes to the real world, but when it comes to the virtual, the 2D, people he'll never meet, then he would feel attraction towards a lot more people. But yeah, Idia is a hard character because he has... I hate him. He's an incel. I'm sorry. He's hard because I don't like him. I realize how that sounds in a video about sexuality. 15. 15, we're doing good. I just need to fill 5 more minutes, and I think I can do that. Ortho is baby, so we're not gonna even talk about him. Also, he's a robot, so I don't even know how I would talk about him. Okay. Diasomnia. Sebek. Okay, this might sound weird, but he's gay and he's homophobic. Like, he is fully homosexual, homo-romantic, but he is so homophobic. Like, he knows that he is gay and he is still homophobic. You know? I really hope I don't get in trouble for saying that too many times. I don't think I would. Would I? I'm not even monetized, so it doesn't matter. No one watches my videos. But yeah, I just feel like, I don't know. He would be, wouldn't he? Do y'all get that vibe? Anyways, Silver is Arrow Ace, but he still wants a relationship. I did put that specifically in my notes because I am Arrow Ace and I want a representation, and I am in a relationship and I have always wanted to be in a relationship. Cupio romantic is technically what it is. It's when you don't feel romantic attraction but still crave a romantic relationship. So yeah, or when you don't necessarily feel it. I don't know, like, obviously just use whatever labels you feel comfortable with, and I feel comfortable with Cupio romantic and with Arrow Ace, so those are the labels that I use. But yeah, I feel like Silver is Arrow Ace, and like, this is not related to this video at all because I'm only talking about sexuality and romanticism in this video. But I feel like he's like a little bit non-binary. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's non-binary in the way that, okay, because I project so much onto him. I feel like he's non-binary, but he still identifies as a man because I'm non-binary and I still identify as a woman. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're like non-binary, but still holds on to the masculinity of it, you know? And then Lilia, I don't say this as an insult. I'm not saying this as an insult towards Lilia or towards anyone, because I am also one, a label hopper. He uses different labels at different times and in different variations, and that's perfectly okay because I also do that. Like, I was bi and then I was ace and then I was bi ace and then and like, it's okay because, again, it is a fluid thing. It's a spectrum. And it's okay to experiment with labels, and if you find that labels aren't what you want, don't use them. But if you feel like you do want to use labels and you use 20 of them, go ahead. No one's gonna stop you. Go off, queen, king, monarch. Speaking of monarchs, Malleus Draconia. I think Malleus does not understand labels. He does not understand a single one of these things. He is an old man who cannot learn to use new pronouns. He tries his best. He will try his best. And like, he isn't actually, obviously, because Lilia is the old man here. But I feel like he gives that vibe of like, oh, I don't know what the fuck this is, but I'll give it a shot. So I feel like he doesn't have any labels, but I do think that he is only interested in one person and one person only. And that is the person who he loves, whoever he chooses to spend his life with. I feel like he just stops feeling attraction after that. I feel like after that, he just turns it off. I don't fucking know. But all of them are gay in my heart, and like, that's the end of what I had prepared. So I guess I gotta vamp for another couple minutes. while I watch myself finish that headband. Oh yeah, I guess I should say what I'm crocheting in this video and what I have been crocheting this whole time is a headband for my niece, my beautiful, beautiful niece. I put a flower on it to match my sister's Stanley cup, which I made a cup cozy for. Also, that beautiful blonde woman beside me is my partner. If you want to check out her channel, I will link it below if I can, because YouTube still doesn't trust me with linking things. But her channel name is Frankie's Pretty Monsters. She is that on TikTok and Instagram and Tumblr. And probably other places too. Also on YouTube. She is amazing and she makes amazing little creatures, and I'm actually sitting right in front of one right now because I'm on our couch and we got a big little creature. Big little. One of her hoed eggs. And he is beautiful, just like his mother. Oh my god, I can't speak. But yeah, if you want to check her out, you should. You absolutely should, because she makes amazing things, and she does other crafts too. She does prints, she does jewelry. I have some of her jewelry. It's absolutely stunning. Speaking of... No, I lost my train of thought. What else can I talk about? Oh yeah, Malleus is a bottom. Wild diversion from gushing about my girlfriend and her craft business, but Malleus is absolutely a bottom. I keep seeing fanfiction where he's a top, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, for fanfiction it makes sense that he would be a top, because like, oh, he's a powerful fae prince, wow. But that man is a bottom. I'm sorry, fanfic writers. Your writing is beautiful, actually. I read a lot of them, even though I don't feel that kind of way about him. I read a lot of them because the writing is so freaking good. I can't decide whether I want to swear or not in these videos. I try not to, but then I do. But yeah, he's a bottom. Leona is a top. Leona is his top. Ay. I ship them. I ship Leona and Silver. That is one of my favorite ships. I never see it anywhere. Mostly because I don't engage with that content very often because it is a rare pair. But yeah. I have a couple more seconds left. I'm gonna quickly just rank the dorms for you. So first is Octavinyl, obviously. Then Diasomnia. Scarabia, Pomifior, Heartslebule, Savannah Claw, and Ignihide. Actually, wait. I don't know. I need to think more about it before I make bold decisions like that. I don't know. Okay, bye.